Hello and welcome to another episode of your one-stop security program, Crime Watch, on television Continental. In the next half hour, we'll bring to your living room stories that made headlines during the week. On our lineup,
we have in the last 2 years been building capacity in this particular area to ensure that we have what it takes.
Nigeria Air Force partners British Air Force.
We will continue to partner with you to hold these regular meetings. Please trust the police.
Police meet Ikorodu residents over Bado. I'm your host, Ivy Kano. Welcome to Crime Watch. In 2013, military base in Maiduguri, Borno State was attacked by Boko Haram insurgents. Sophisticated weapons were carted away by the terrorists, leaving military personnel fleeing in terror. It has remained a concern to the Nigerian Air Force top brass, who say they are working hard to ensure that such never happen again, and they are collaborating with the British Air Force in that regard. Tessa Makende has more in this story.
It's a simulated exercise where these Air Force personnel display their expertise. Insurgents had invaded their territory and were out to take people hostage. But the Air Force personnel gave them a run for their money. With air support, they took charge and recaptured all that was once lost to the enemies.
We have in the last 2 years been building capacity in this particular area to ensure that we have what it takes to protect our bases and ensure that the assets that have been entrusted into our hands are really protected.
Military bases and security of assets has been an area that has been of concern. The senior Air Force officers say never again will enemies of Nigeria steal from its arsenal.
It's part of a 5-year plan to train twice a year the Nigerian Air Force Regiment to create a bespoke force for a bespoke task, and that bespoke task is to look after air assets and Nigerian Air Force bases, and indeed they could be used to look after international airports.
Whatever we're seeing here is translating into more security for our bases and by extension more security for our communities and more security for Nigeria and Nigerians.
The partnership with the Britons has sharpened and built needed capacity for their Nigerian counterparts. It's a move officers and men of the Nigerian Air Force say will be consolidated upon. They promise to also transfer the knowledge shared with other personnel.
And from that story from the northern part of Nigeria, let's come down to southern Nigeria. The Nigerian Navy has warned criminal elements to leave the nation's waterways or face the full wrath of the law. The Navy gave the warning while handing over 5 suspected illegal oil bunkers to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, for prosecution. TVC News' Uche Okoro has more.
Navy personnel on patrol intercepted the suspects around Makoba Jetty in Rivers State on April the 22nd, 2017. They were arrested on board the vessel suspected to be conveying illegally refined automated gas oil, AGO, also referred to as diesel, to an unspecified destination. While handing over the suspects and other impounded items to the prosecuting agency, the Navy says it would continue to ensure a secure and conducive environment for lawful socio-economic activities to take place on the waterways in Rivers State.
The barge, the vessel, and 5 suspects arrested have been in our custody for preliminary investigation. Following the outcome of the investigation, I'm here this afternoon in line with harmonized SOP to hand over the suspects, the barge, and the vessel that were arrested around Makoba Jetty to the Economic and Financial Crime Commission for further necessary action.
The zonal head of the EFCC who received the suspects described their actions as economic sabotage. He expressed the determination of the commission to carry out diligent prosecution of the case in court without undue delays.
The alleged AGOs, suspected adulterated exhibit that is found, will be subjected to analysis by DPR and what do you call it? It is not in our hands. The courts are not in our hands also. We cannot be the judge, the prosecutor of the cases. There is presumption of innocence as enshrined in our own constitution. So everything will be done. It's not true that we oil-related cases suffer. They suffer because if they do suffer, it's because to ensure that justice is done thoroughly.
Meanwhile, the EFCC zonal head has also called for more synergy among security agencies and the cooperation of residents in order to better police the maritime environment of Rivers State.
I'm back here in Lagos. The Special Fraud Unit of the Nigerian Police say they have arrested a syndicate that specializes in infiltrating into customers' bank accounts, addressing journalists while parading the suspects. The Public Relations Officer of SFU, Assistant Superintendent of Police Lawal Audu, said the group, which operates in Lagos, Ibadan in Oyo State and Ilorin in Kwara State, carries out the fraud in conjunction with a network provider and have so far defrauded customers of a new generation bank to the tune of 150 million naira.
The suspects are Ismail Salami, Akinola Oguan, Sarumi Abubakar, Salako Ido Abdusalam, Chukunonso Ifeanyi, Opetu John, James Idagu, Oyelade Shola Isaac, Osualale Hamid, Akeem Adesina, Sunday Okeke. These criminal groups who usually operate with the active connivance with staff of the affected bank and staff of Popular Network Communication Company in Nigeria fraudulently transferred this money into about 40 other accounts with ATM in different other banks, save the affected bank, where instant withdrawals were made by these fraudsters. The operations of these criminal syndicates usually take place during weekends and public holidays to evade being detected by the bank monitoring mechanism or by the owners of the targeted funded accounts. Consequent upon the report of this new criminal growing trend, a crack team was immediately set up by the Commissioner of Police, Police Special Fraud Unit, to urgently unmask the identities of this criminal syndicate and their mode of operations. The investigating police team were immediately initiated a coordinated intelligence monitoring and tracking of these fraudsters using the available bank instruments used and their traces are veritable clues. The effect of the police team eventually paid off when the same group was holding their final meeting. Detectives stormed the venue, during which one of the major kingpins, claimed to be Alhaji Ismail Salami, and 4 members of the syndicate were arrested, and 35 ATM cards affixed with account numbers and passwords were immediately recovered from them. In a swift action based on interrogation of the arrested suspects, 3 bank officials, 2 of a notable network service provider who were in our holy alliance with the fraudsters were also arrested. Detectives made frantic efforts to trace and arrest some other persons who are members of the criminal group based in Lagos. It was, however, unveiled that this criminal syndicate usually sourced these bank ATM cards from their owners, especially among the vulnerable youths, deceiving them to release their ATM cards accounts, numbers, and passwords for eventual monetary rewards based on the amount their card received. Now, what they were doing, they tell these ATM owners, who basically have opened accounts with banks before. And some of these ATM owners probably don't have anything in their account, but they have ATM. So they go to them and say, look, we can help you make money. Give us your ATM card and give us your PIN number as well as your account number. That is what these fraudsters were doing. The bankers involved usually supply the syndicate with information of the bank customers with fraudulent accounts that are not into internet banking. Any of their customer that has not registered as an internet banking information will be supplied because they are going to register the person, on internet banking by their criminal activity and information received from the service provider. While the staff of the network provider's job is to assist the fraudsters to swap the SIM cards, GSM numbers of the targeted bank customers so that they will be unable to receive alert of any transactions on their accounts within the period that the account is being siphoned. This syndicate, in order to exhaust the funds received on any alert, they normally resorted to buying of expensive phones and electronics from big and popular phone electronic outlets located in Lagos, Ogun, and Ibadan, Oyo State, with POS. All funds in each ATM is adjusted. That's what they do. They make sure that the money in the ATM cards are adjusted within the shortest possible time.
Well, now that we've been told, I think we just have to guard our ATM cards very well. And as Nigerians remain in shock at the brutal killing of 3 young men mistaken for members of the Badu cult group in the Ikorodu area of Lagos, it is important the spotlight stays also on the 2 mechanics that were burnt to death alongside the comedian Chinedu Paul, popularly known as MC Think Twice, on Sunday, July the 2nd, 2017. TVC visited the Gondo residence of one of the mechanics, Shola Abimbola. Arriving the residence where Shola lived with his family until his death, TVC News crew met Afola Shade Oluwatoyin Abimbola, Shola's young widow. A distraught Shade has been surrounded by especially her mother, a neighbor, and a church member who came to sympathize with her after the unfortunate incident. As she held onto her baby, the 2012 Industrial and Labor Relations graduate of Olabisi Onabanjo University says meeting and marrying her husband was a dream come true. She says the future looks bleak now that Shola is no more.
On the 1st of July 2017, he came back from work and he said that he's going to go do that. A friend, Chinedu, called him to come and fix his car. So when he left, I called him. He said he's on their way, that they are almost at Ikorodu. So when I woke up around 4:10 in the morning, I tried the number for him, for me to know his whereabouts. His number wasn't going. I thought he has a flat battery. I called the other guy. The other guy's number is not even going to.
According to her, Shola, having left the house, he returned briefly since he forgot to do something important.
When they were going, he remembered that he didn't give me money. He came back and dropped some money on that shelf for me. That was the last time I saw him.
Shola's church member, Oni Oluyemi, says he has known the family for the past 7 years.
He was an instrumentalist in my church, where I was the choir leader for years. Was also a member of the youth, where I was also a leader. Shola was an hard-working guy, very committed to his work. Was never a member of any bad group.
From Igondo, our next stop was the Ijubo area of Lagos. Amida Ibrahim is an IT professional and the customer whose car, a black Honda CR-V, the 2 mechanics took to Ikorodu.
So unfortunate and untimely, and it's highly pathetic. And this is an event I never wanted to talk to, because since it happened, I've been so sad. Every day, I keep imagining that these guys are gone. Despite my car was involved, I don't even remember the car.
He clarifies why the three had oil in his car as at the time they were lynched.
That was the keg. They said there was black diesel. That keg was an empty keg, bluish in nature, which I used to buy for at home. Other items I have in the car, I had the, what's it called? Gear oil. And what's it called? Power steering oil. About 1 liter power steering oil. Total, I did remember. I had that. Those are the items I have in the cars at the time I left the car with them.
Shola's 15-month-old baby will never get to see her father again, but she has these pictures of him as a constant reminder.
They caught them and delayed them till midnight before they killed them. They lied against them that they are bados, and they are not. He has his handwork. He's not bado. He works at my 2 at Timi Investments. He's a mechanic. He's not bado. I want justice to take his place. Justice to take his place. All those people that killed them must be arrested, and justice should take his place.
And still in Lagos, the Ikorodu area of Lagos has been in the news lately for the wrong reasons. Families have been brutally murdered, and investigation has been difficult for security agents since no victim has lived to tell the story. Lagos Police Command, led by Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of Operation Edgar, visited the area on Thursday to raid and also meet with stakeholders. Desperate situations, they say, call for desperate measures. Like a land desecrated, Ikorodu has been soiled with the blood of the innocent.
We cannot continue to kill small children. The blood of those children are crying from heaven. They want justice.
So the presence of these traditional rulers in their full regalia in this meeting held at midnight was understandable. Addressing those present, police say enough is enough.
Henceforth, we will not respect anybody. If any killing happens in your area anymore, I will arrest the ballet. It is a promise. You have been sleeping. It is time now to wake up and take back your community from hoodlums with our support.
The DC operation said the Thursday night raid was successful with the arrest of about 60 hoodlums. He called on all residents to embrace community policing.
The Commissioner of Police Lagos State said, I should appeal to you that there is no way that we can stop this crime except if you join hands with us. The local police, anytime Taba suffer on income, if we tell them something, they used to reveal it. That is why we are now setting up this group. If you cannot pass the information to the police, please pass it to the Oyabo that are with you. Pass it to the OPC that are with you. Pass it to other vigilante groups that are with you.
Religious bodies were not left out.
If you, as a church leader, you organize any program and you leave defenseless women and children in your church for hoodlums to come and attack after you have left, I will arrest you and charge you for murder.
Also, some people were declared wanted and asked to turn themselves in.
There are some people that has uncovered as some of those who are underground sponsors or underground participants in this heinous crime. Some of them have gone underground, but I'm using this opportunity to declare them wanted. They should report in their own interest to the nearest police station. I have set people after them. If they do not report, that means that they have something to hide. And that will mean that when we arrest them, they will have little or no defense. Is one Moshood, aka Mosho. He's dark in complexion. he has a deformed leg. If any of you know any Moshood, aka Mosho, who is dark in complexion with a deformed leg, please, anywhere he's seen, arrest him, make a citizen's arrest, arrest him and hand him over to the nearest police station. He always hangs out beside Star School, Morning Star School, Ikorodu. That is the area he always hangs out. So I want you people to note it down. Get that chap arrested and handed over to the nearest police station. The second person is Alpha. He's known popularly as Alpha, aka King of Boys. Alpha, aka King of Boys. He's tall, light in complexion, and he has a Yoruba tribal marks. Please note it down. He has Yoruba tribal marks. He's tall, light in complexion. O collar. Anywhere, Tebari, man yeto collar. Arrest him and hand him over to the nearest police station. He's on my wanted list. Area. He hangs out around Oremeta area. The third person is simply known as Papa. Is average in height. Is huge. Is huge. Average in height and huge. Is Ilaje by tribe. He operates around Owode, Ibeshe, Imota area of Ikorodu. He is a rogue Babalawo. I want those of you who are sitting down here, who are custodians of traditional medicine in Ikorodu, to hunt him out. When he comes out, you hand him over to the nearest police station. It's known as Agbara. Agbara Keremini, Agbara Keremini Femi, aka FM. He is dark in complexion. Please, I want you people to look for him too. Wherever he's seen, hand him over to the nearest police station. I know that as I'm calling their names, some of you here, you know them. My mind tells me that you know them, and I'm begging you, whether you know them as friends or not, they are spoiling your community. Get them, bundle them, and hand them over to the police, please. He's known simply as Fela, and it usually hangs around Igbo Shoro Road, Odogunyon. Those are the areas he hangs around. Igbo Shoro, Odogunyon. I want you all to take notes. Anywhere Fela is seen should be arrested and handed over to the police station. The next person is Alakoto. Alakoto is a suspected kidnapper and a ritualist. I want you people to get him wherever it might be. He usually hangs around the same Igbo Shoro, Odogunyon area. And then finally, we have Chukudi. He's simply known as Chukudi. He too He's the leader of some of the bad cults we have in Ikorodu. He also hangs around Igboshoro, Odogunyo area. Those of you around Igboshoro, Odogunyo area, the area that I went to raid today and arrested well over 60-something confirmed hoodlums who will appear in court. I want you people to join hands with the police to flush out these hoodlums. I don't care where we flush them out to. They can go across the border, they can go anywhere, but they have no space in Lagos State.
Let's see if the combination of technology and culture will put an end to the killings in Ikorodu.
Your presence makes me now feel that we are going to surmount this problem. Yes, yes. Your presence already has confirmed to me that this problem, we are going to surmount it. But please, I came here to beg you in the name of God. No more killing of suspects. No more lynching. We will continue to partner with you to hold these regular meetings. Please trust the police. Police might have had problems in the past. We have changed. We have revolved. We are now your people. We are part of you.
Well, now we've heard from the police, no more jungle justice. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. Let's do this again next week, same station, same time. Do remember to send your comments to crimewatch@tvcnews.tv. Till next week, do have a crime-free week. I'm Ivy Kano.